All right, let us start the class. Rest all the students can join later. So today our the next part of the chapter, which is correlation and correlation coefficient. So before I move on to the actual data, so let us I will brief you about what is correlation and correlation coefficient all about. So the term correlation here, if we can see, generally this gives the relation between the this gives the relation between two variables. If we want to find the relation between two variables x and y, what is the kind of relation, whether they are related or not. So that relation we will find by the term called correlation. And to check whether the x and y have the relation or not, we have so many methods to do that. And the value which it gives for the relation, it means whether the x and y are related or not and how much they are related, is the term which we call it as correlation coefficient. So here the correlation is just to find the relation between any two variable x and y. Okay, and the correlation coefficient what we have here, that this is more important here. The correlation coefficient, the term which we have, we represent this with small r. Okay, so this gives the actual measure, that the value, that how much x and y are related to each other. So this gives the value, that is the r value, which represent that how much the variable x and y are related. All right, so the property of correlation r is that your r value always lies between -1 and 1. The value of correlation will not go beyond -1. It will not go beyond 1, and it can be between -1. The least value it can take is only -1, and the highest value it can go is up to 1, and any values in between the range. Now, to find the r value, we have so many methods. We have some methods to check the relation between x and y. So how can we check the relation between x and y? The first method is the scatter plot. Scatter plot. I will come one by one. Then second one is the Karl-Pearson correlation coefficient. Which we represent with small r. And the third method is rank method. We also call this as Spearman rank correlation. Now we have these three methods to check the relationship between the two variable x and y. Now I have taken certain random data. Let us check about this data. I hope all of you can able to see. All right. Can you see the data? Can you see the data? Okay, Vadiraj, thank you. Now here, I have taken all the classes. Today I'm taking the class in Excel sheet because we have a lot of calculation to be done, which is not possible in Google Doc form or something else. So I thought, let me do this in Excel sheet. It will be more easy for you also to understand, and it will be easy for me also to teach in respective time. Now, if you can see here, I have two variables here. Let's say x variable represent the age of husband, and Y represent the age of wife. So now if you want to check the relationship between X and Y, so first thing what we will do is we will always try to plot the scatter diagram. All right. We will see whether the data of X and Y are having some kind of connection, whether they are correlated or not. So this correlation we can check only by the scatter plot. So if we can plot this X and Y data, so in Excel sheet we can plot this. We have to go to insert and then we have a plot option. And when we can plot this, I hope you can able to see the plot. You can see that all the variables are almost like in the straight line, right? If you just plot a straight line over there, almost all the points will lie on this straight line here. So what this represent actually? The X and Y data we have plotted, and we have seen that it has a very much straight line pattern. All right. So what this means, the straight line pattern, I will tell you in a while. So let me just make it small and I will keep it here. Now let us check the another data. This another data also we have which called some kind of sales and expenses. Okay, so if we just try to plot and check whether is there any relationship between sales and expense, so what kind of relationship it has. So if we just try to plot this particular graph here with the scatter plot, you can see the graph is having some kind of linear pattern, but some points are very away. So if you just plot, if you just try to draw some straight line and trying to think that all the points will lie on this straight line, it is not possible, because some points like this and this are and these points are very away. So it has a linear correlation, but not that much strong correlation we have here. Whereas in the previous example, if I just scroll this down and you draw a straight line from here, almost all the points are actually all the points lies on this straight line. So what we can see here is that the correlation what we have for the data 1, the age of husband and age of wife, the correlation is very much positive because it is going in a positive direction. Positive, it has very strong correlation. So the relationship between age of husband and age of wife is very, very strong correlation. But what is the value of R? One second. But what is the value of R? That is not known yet. What is the relationship value? That is not known. Whereas if we just go back to the second data and if we try to draw a straight line by keeping in mind that almost all the points should lie. So if I draw a straight line over here and you can see 3 points are lying here, some points are left out, which is going away. So what kind of correlation they have? So in data number 2, the correlation is still positive. Correlation is still positive because it is going in a positive direction, but not that much strong. It has a bit weak correlation, a bit weak correlation. But what is the relationship value, that is still unknown to me. I will come back to that point. All right. So now the first method which I was speaking here, that we can check the relationship by drawing the scatter plot. So for any kind of data you have, the first thing what we will do is we will plot the scatter plot and check whether the correlation is positive, negative, or whether is there any correlation or not, or whether it is strong or weak correlation. Okay. Now still one question is unanswered from the scatter plot, that what is the correlation coefficient R value? As we know that your R value lies between -1 to +1. If we have R value exactly at 1 or very, very close to 1, then we can say that correlation is positive and very, very strong. and very strong. It means the X and Y data, whatever you have taken, and if you get the R value 1 or in the neighborhood of 1, or for example, let's say 0.8 value or 0.7 something or 0.9, if you get a value in the neighborhood of 1, then the correlation, we can see we will get something in this pattern, the data 1 pattern. So this R value is still unknown to me. But I have one thing in mind, that because it has a very, very strong correlation, all the points lies in the straight line, I am assuming that the R, I'm 100% sure that whatever the R value I will get in the neighborhood of 1. But for this second data, because it is a positive value, so whatever the R I will calculate, that will be definitely positive, but it is a weak correlation. What do you mean by weak correlation? R value will not be exactly 1, but I'm thinking because it's a weak correlation here, R value will be somewhere around, I think, 0.6 or 0.7 type something I'm expecting here because of the scatter plot, because of the behavior of the scatter plot, I can say that. All right. So now the next question is how to find this R value. So before I go ahead with the R value, few more things let us understand for the scatter plot and correlation. So if the plot of correlation is very much linear, then of X and Y, if you X and Y data, and if you draw a straight line and all the points lies on the straight line, then we call this as a very strong and positive correlation. So this we call it as positive and strong correlation. Okay, if the value is in descending order like this, and if all the points lies in the straight line, then you can say that your X and Y has, because it's descending order, it is an increasing form, it is in decreasing form. So this is a negative but strong correlation. Still, this is a strong correlation. If you have a data which plots something like this randomly somewhere here and there at all, which there is, if you plot any straight line, it does not fall, majority of the points will not fall on that straight line, random points here and there, then we say this has no correlation at all. It does not have any correlation. So whenever we have strong correlation, your R value will be in the neighborhood of 1. Because it is negative, so this will be in the neighborhood of -1. And if there is no correlation at all, either the value will be 0 or in the neighborhood of 0. For example, 0.1, 0.2, something at all. So these are the 3 points we have to understand from the scatter plot. If any doubts anywhere, please let me know. Now, as we can see from the data, that scatter plot only gives me the relationship pattern. It does not give me the value of R at all. But for me to do some kind of analysis on the data, I need to have this R value. So correlation scatter plot does not give me that R value. It just show me the pattern, that how the graph X and Y related to each other, whether they are related strongly or weak or does not relate at all. So I will just delete this particular graph, because now the data 1 and data 2 we have understood. So I will just quickly put up this particular portion. If anybody has any particular doubt by that time, please let me know. Okay. All right. So, data 1, data 2. Okay. So now we have seen the data 1 and data 2, the pattern. Now let us look about the data 3. Actually, don't worry about the data 3, what kind of data it is. So I will take this as X, this as Y, and this as Z. Now we have, let's say, 3 variables, and I want to check the relationship between 3 variables. So first thing what I will do, I will plot this scatter plot and check what kind of relationship I'm having. So when you plot this, we can see what kind of pattern you are having. I'm not getting any kind of strong pattern. So there is no strong pattern at all. It's a very weak correlation. It's a very weak correlation between X and Y. Because majority of the point, if you draw a straight line, let's say by trying to cover maximum points, it is not possible because points are going here and there. So whatever the R value I'm assuming, means whatever the R value I should get for this X and Y, that will be in the neighborhood of 0 because it has a very weak correlation or almost no correlation at all. All right. Similarly, if you try to check the correlation between, let's say, X and Z or Y and Z, whether it has any pattern, whether they have some relation, so that also you can plot and check. So when you plot this, again I'm getting the similar pattern, means I'm still getting a very weak type of correlation or almost no correlation at all. So even Y and Z is also not that much related to each other. But what about 1 and 3? For example, let's say X and Z, whether X and Z is correlated. So that also we will check. Yes, if you see the X and Z, if I draw a straight line, majority of the points will cover actually. If you just try to draw a straight line over here, majority of the points are covering. So it has some kind of pattern, but still not that much strong, a weak correlation. So, but it has comparatively X, Y and YZ. XZ has some kind of pattern it is showing. So yes, X and Z are related, somewhat related. So all these ideas you will get only by plotting a scatter plot. So one method is plotting a scatter plot to check the relationship between two data. Okay. So this part is clear, I guess. If anyone has any doubt in this scatter plot, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll go ahead. Any doubt in scatter plot, understanding and plotting the scatter plot? You can plot scatter plot for any kind of data or any variables, X, Y, Z. If you have 5, 10 variables, you can plot. But always we have to check the relationship between two data at a time. For example, if you just see the third example, so this some 10 competitors was there in a beauty contest are ranked by 3 judges. So judge 1, judge 2, judge 3. So whether the ranking of judge 1 and judge 2 are having any pattern or whether they are related to each other, the ranking of judge 2 or judge 3, whether they are related or judge 1, judge 3 is related, that pattern we have find it out. But the only drawback about scatter plot is that it does not give me R value. So now our objective is to find the R value. So to find the R value, we have to go for the method number 2, which we have called as Karl-Pearson correlation coefficient. We have two methods here to find R value. One is rank method, one is Karl-Pearson. So first talk about the Karl-Pearson correlation coefficient R. So let us do that. So I'm now taking the second method, which is Karl-Pearson correlation coefficient. So this is denoted by R, right? All right. So fine. So this correlation coefficient R denotes with covariance of X and Y. Some set of formulas I'm writing, and I'm hoping all of you write parallelly with me. Divided by sigma X, sigma Y. This is equation number 1. This is the standard formula of R, where the covariance of X comma Y denoted with 1 by n summation of X minus X bar into Y minus Y bar. Your X bar and Y bar is the mean of X and Y, and X and Y is the data, so there is no problem. Now what is sigma x? Sigma x is the standard deviation of x and sigma y is standard deviation of y. So to find the standard deviation, first I will find the variance. So variance of x formula is summation of x minus x bar whole square divided by n, and sigma square y represent summation of y minus y bar whole square divided by n. So when we substitute all this formula in equation number 1, what we will get? So we will get R is equal to, what is covariance of xy? This value, so I will substitute here. So I will get 1 by n summation of x minus x bar. Then we have y minus y bar whole divided by, it is sigma x and sigma y. So if you want to find the sigma x and sigma y, you have to take the square root of this. So this will become square root of x summation of x minus x bar whole square divided by n, right, into square root of y minus y bar whole square by n. All right. So now make it more simplified. I will represent x minus x bar as capital X and y minus y bar as capital Y. Okay, so here 1 by n will come out and this 1 by n get cancels out everywhere. So the next part, the only thing which remains here is summation of capital X, capital Y divided by square root of summation of capital X whole square into summation of capital Y whole square. This is the R value. If we use this R value, where your capital X represent x minus x bar and capital Y represent y minus y bar. So if you use this particular formula, I will get the relationship of R. Whether it is 1 or close to 1, whatever the value we have, that value we will get it. So for instance, I have taken one question here. So find the correlation coefficient between x, y for the data. So I have taken the same data set, 1, 3. Is it same data set or different data? I think different data set I have taken. Anyway, no problem. So let us try to apply this formula and find the relationship between x and y. So before I find the relationship, let me first plot x and y, what kind of data I am expecting here, whether it is strong relation or not. So here I have plotted. So now you can see that it has very strong correlation I'm expecting here. It's a positive and very strong correlation, very strong correlation. So whatever the R value I have to get, it should be either 1 or in the neighborhood of 1, because it has very strong correlation. All the points are lying on the straight line. Okay, so now to do that, we have plotted this, so we can keep this plot for our reference. Just minimize this plot and I'll keep it aside. I'll just keep this plot on side. All right. Now we have the formula. Let me write the formula also here. We have R is equal to summation of capital X, capital Y divided by square root of summation of capital X whole square into summation of capital Y whole square. Whereas your capital X is nothing but x minus x bar and your capital Y is y minus y bar. So now to go ahead with the calculation, whatever the values we need to find, that we have to write first. Okay, we need to find capital X value, we have to find capital Y. And to find capital X, capital Y, I need the mean values also. So let me write the value here. So first I will find the capital X, which is nothing but your X minus, I will just put X bar. Okay. Okay. X minus. First I have to find the mean here. What is the mean of that? What is the sum of X value? You can find the sum. So I am finding here sum of 1 to 10. So some value is 38. I will also find the summation of Y. So the summation of Y is 76. All right. You can do that in calculator, but to avoid the calculation, I'm doing in Excel sheet. So what is the X bar and Y bar value? 38 divided by how many data we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 data we have. So what is the X bar value? Your X bar value will be 38 by 7, and your Y bar value is 76 divided by 7. So you can find this approximately how much you will get. 38 by 7. So this will be 38 by 7. It is coming around 5.428, and this is coming around 76 by 7, 10.85. I will round this digit, so I will round up this to 6. I will take only 2-digit number and I will round this to 3. Now we have got X bar and Y bar value. Now we can calculate capital X. So capital X is equal to X minus X bar. X bar value is 5.43. All right. Next, I also find capital Y, which is the given set of data minus Y bar. Y bar is 10.86. Now, after finding this one, we'll zoom this out. Now, what else we have to find? We have to find capital X into capital Y. So, capital X into capital Y I need to find. Then what else? We need capital X square and capital Y square also. So, we need capital X square value also. We need capital Y square value also. So, this much of data calculation we have to do. So, let us do the calculation here. Okay. So I will just all right. So all these calculations, now understand this calculation you have to do according to the formula. So you can see here. So capital X into capital Y, this value I need to find. So I have written here capital X into capital Y. I need to find capital X square, capital Y square. So I have written capital X square, capital Y square. So to get capital X, capital Y, these two calculation I have to do, because capital X is nothing but X minus X bar, and X bar we have calculated here. So now let us calculate this. So this will be equal to, you can do one by one through calculator, but to show the calculation I'm doing in Excel sheet. So X minus 5.43. So this is the X value minus of what is the value we have? 5.43, and enter. So you can see that now I have got the value. So now I have to just drag this down. All the value it has automatically calculated. You can see here, next is B113 minus 5.43. Done. If you go to the next part, next is 4 minus 5.43. So like that, all the values it has automatically calculated. Similarly, this equal to the Y value minus, what is the mean of Y? 10.85, right? So this will be 10.85. Enter. So once you have entered, and we have to just drag this down, it will calculate capital Y value. So we also check what is the summation of that. So sum of this whole term, just close the bracket. You can see the sum is very, very close to that, and this also will be equal to sum and then we have to just drag this point down over there. This coming around 0.05. All right. Anyway, now we have to find the x into y. So it means this value into this value I have to calculate. So this will be equal. So I'm sorry. So this will be equal to x value into y value. So now you can see we have calculated, and we have to just drag this down. Now we have to find the x square also. So x square means the capital X whole square. So this will be equal to capital X whole square. So now you can see minus 4.43, when it is square, it becomes positive value. So we have to just drag this down. All the values it has calculated. Next, we have to find the capital Y square value. So this is capital Y, and just square this. So this has calculated the value. So actually these two values I don't require at all. So I will just delete this. Okay. So what are the sum values we have? We need that only we will find. We need summation of x, y. So it means this summation I have to find. So I have to just add this value, the sum of x and y. X into y I have to calculate. So now you can see I have got the value 115, which is summation value. Then we need x, summation of x square also. So this equal to sum of this whole term. We have got the summation of x square. Similarly, you find the summation of y square. Now all the values we have got it. Now we have to just put this value in the formula. Okay. So let us put the values in the formula. What is the value of r we will get? Let us calculate. So r will be equal to summation of xy. What is the value of summation of xy? 115.429 whole divided by square root of summation of x square. Summation of x square is 57.7143 into summation of y square, which is 230.858. So now either you can use Excel sheet or you can use calculator to calculate this. So tell me the value of this, how much you are getting roughly. Anyone? Can you tell me what is the value you are getting? Are you doing it? So 57.7143 into 230.858. So the square root of answer is 115. So I'm getting the value 115.429 divided by, if you solve the denominator part, I'm getting 115.4288. So when we divide this, 429 divided by answer, I'm getting approximately 1. Yes, I'm getting approximately 1. And as I've told you, because this has a very strong, I'm once again repeating, from the scatter plot, you can see we have a very strong correlation here. That is why I'm getting the R value as 1 here. Very, very strong correlation. So from this R, what you can say? from this whole calculation, whatever we have done over there, what you have to say that X and Y are positive and has very strong correlation. Has very strong correlation. So this is all about the correlation coefficient. I'm not done yet with correlation coefficient. This is the one part I've just covered. So any doubt in this particular formula, please let me know. You can also find the R value directly in the Excel sheet. So I will show you how to find to just cross verify our answer. So we have to just write the correlation. So you can see the word called CORREL. The argument it is showing that returns the correlation coefficient between two set of data. Click on that. You have to put the array 1 and array 2. Array 1 is your X set of values, comma, array 2 is second set of values. If you can see I'm getting the 1, which we have got this also. So this is quickly to check the value whether I'm getting the right answer or not. Now the second question here is that in Excel sheet, what kind of formula it is taking in the background for correlation coefficient, because we have so many formulas. We have Karl Pearson, we have rank correlation. All we will discuss one by one, because when we have to do a big set of data analysis and how to do one by one and how to scrutinize the data, that part also we will see. If I get the time, I will show you. All right. So any doubt in this portion? So now let us go back to our previous one, Karl Pearson R. Now we have seen one formula. Now we have another formula now. So now I'm extending this to formula 2 to find R value. This is one formula. We have another formula. So derivation and all part I have given in the notes. I will just write the formula. So the formula says summation of xy divided by n minus x bar y bar whole divided by square root of summation of x square divided by n minus x bar whole square into square root of summation of y square by n minus y bar whole square. This is another formula which also represent your covariance of xy divided by sigma x sigma y. Now you are thinking that sigma x, how it has come to this value, how sigma y has come to this set of values. If we go back, what kind of formula written for sigma square x? See here. What I've done here is I have just applied a minus b whole square and I've split this function. When you apply a minus b whole square and solve this is the part you will get. Similarly in the y also, if you apply a minus b whole square and split, you will get this set of formula. So this is another formula to find R value. 1 second guys, 1 second, hold on. Okay, take the snapshot of this and work it out. So any doubt now, you can ask me. So we have seen scatter plot today, we have seen Karl Pearson correlation coefficient today, and 3 formulas we have seen. Formula number 1, formula number 2, formula number 3. This is the example we have solved with two formulas, formula number 1 and formula number 2. We can also solve this as formula number 3, but I'm not doing formula number 3 at present. Okay. So any doubt in this set, please let me know.